And to set up that match tonight, I have with me as always Novi Kapadia. Novi, Monaco have scored 21 goals in the Champions League this season. Perhaps against any other team, you would have thought that they had a chance of overturning it. But Juventus have let in just 2 in the Champions League.
Yes, he rested Mbappe in the league. And against any other, you're absolutely right, against any other opposition, even against Manchester City, one would have thought that this attacking flair of Monaco. But here, history, Monaco have never won in Italy. Form, 6 clean sheets in the Champions League, unbeaten for 4 years at home. And then tradition, you know, a team which has lost 0-2 in the home leg has never won a return leg. So I think everything goes against Monaco. And then there's that factor, Barzagli, Chiellini and Bonucci.
I was going to ask you about that, Novi, because over the years we have known Italian football for its defending. The 3 names you mentioned are also the main defenders for the Italian team as well. Is there a way past for Monaco when you're facing these 3 and a team which knows how to defend and protect the lead?
Protect the lead, I mean, they could do it against Messi, Neymar and Suarez. I think there's no team in the world which can really worry them. I think the only interest in this match is that if Monaco score first, within the first half hour, then we'll have some excitement.
You're putting your predictor's hat on. You did it so well for the Atletico Madrid-Real Madrid clash.
Yeah, you know, it's a very difficult match. What do Juventus do? What does Allegri do? He's very comfortably placed.
Hang on, I'll just interrupt you because I want to read what Allegri has said, and I thought I'll bring this up in context of this conversation. And one thing the Italians do well is not be complacent, and this is what he said. He said, when the finish line is near, it is time to pedal even harder. They're not getting complacent at all.
I think what Allegri has done, and I think the French players have also noted it, a person like Mandzukic, who's won a Champions League, who's a senior pro, the work rate is phenomenal. You know, nobody's sitting back. People fall back. Gonzalo Higuain, unfortunately for Monaco, Gonzalo Higuain is scoring now. He scored 2 brilliant goals. So it's the whole team which is playing very well. And do they sit back, let Monaco attack, catch them on the counter? Or do they launch a blitzkrieg? Because one more goal by Juventus, and then absolutely it's like climbing Mount Everest.
There's an interesting parallel here with India's cricket team. We don't generally compare Indian cricket and European football, but I'm referring to the context of Sachin Tendulkar. You know, for all these years he played for India, it was his dream to win the World Cup. Yeah. That dream was realized in 2011. Juventus stalwart Gigi Buffon has probably won everything in world football except the Champions League title. I was reading somewhere that the Italian players could have left or retired post that defeat to Barcelona in 2015, but the entire team stuck together knowing that they had a chance to win the Champions League, and they're just 2 matches away now.
Yes, they're 2 matches away. Of course, they can enter yet another final, which I think is almost 100% certain. But then that again is going to be very tough, possibly Real Madrid. And will Buffon's dream be realized in that? But they're definitely the difference between the team of 2015 and 17 is that it's a much more cohesive team and the sheer work rate. And now the finish with Higuain, Mandzukic.
They spent 75 million to get him from Napoli.
Worthwhile, and Dybala coming as a real superstar of the future. So it's going to be very tough for Monaco, who also have problems. There's uncertainty of Benjamin Mendy, their wonderful attacking wing-back, hamstring problems. So Mbappe and Radamel Falcao will have to play out of their skin. But it seems very difficult for them.
Because one goal, if Juventus get 1 goal on the counter, this tie is done and dusted.
Absolutely done and dusted, and then it could be a one-sided encounter. Also, what do Monaco do? What do Jardim do? Just go all out in attack, which is probably the best solution, whether you lose by a big margin or a small margin. But that will expose them to counter-attacks, which we know always Italian teams, and this Juventus team is excellent at. Their one weakness was Higuain wasn't scoring. Now even he's scoring.
Yes, as we're speaking, Novi, you can see on our screens, this is the manager's honours list in a sense of Italian football. And what Juventus are doing at the moment is not just for themselves, it's also giving Italian clubs prominence once again. In fact, when I was growing up, Italian teams dominated world football. Since 2007, where AC Milan beat Liverpool, you haven't had an Italian team winning the Champions League. This could herald the coming of age in a sense of Italian football once again, the turnaround.
Yes, it could be. I mean, there was a time after the 1982 World Cup when all the stars went to Serie A. I mean, from Socrates, late Socrates, Zico,
Platini,
Maradona, Boniek, the great Polish player. So everybody went there. They are now going to La Liga and the Premiership. So yes, Juventus, you're absolutely right. It's a decade. Italian clubs barely reached the final. You know, they weren't considered serious. I think
Juventus... They weren't even reaching the final in Europa League.
In Europa League. So that's totally dominated by Spain. So Juventus has brought about a renaissance for Italian football. But again, they will have to thank these four people. I mean, they'll go down in history. Buffon and these three defenders. Each one complements the other. The hard-tackling Bonucci, the, you know, Cellini, his marking, his anticipation, and Barzagli, also a complete defender. I mean, these three exemplify what Italian football is known for. You know, it reminds you of Gentile, Maldini, Bergomi, Facchetti, all the great Italian defenders of the past.
Yes. You didn't mention Cannavaro and Nesta, but
yeah.
You can talk more and more and more about Italian defenders and you will still not be able to cover the entire gamut of what they've achieved.
I think all the World Cups they've won is because of their defenders, especially in you know, the 2006 as well as the 1982.
Yes.
Forget the 30s, we haven't really seen that. But these two, they've won because of their defense.
So will that famed Juventus defense bail them out? They haven't conceded a goal in the last 3 or 4 games they've played. As Novi said, they kept Neymar, Suarez and Messi quiet. So let's see, can they keep Monaco quiet? Thank you, Novi Kapadia, for joining us and setting up this Champions League clash tonight.